Hi, welcome to Peter Den's educational videos. For the last couple of weeks I've been training in a local gym and what I've come across is a whole range of really big mistakes that the general public make all the time, and that's what this video is all about. Okay, well we all know there's a lot of bro science out there, and one of those big things I see is people just really going to lift heavy with really poor technique. So that's number 10 on today's list. That is something that really should never be done, because the better technique you have, the better your primary target muscle can be activated. So you're always going to get better results with good technique than with poor technique, despite how heavy you're going to lift. The next thing is number 9, which is So number 10 on our list is lifting heavy with really poor technique. And the reason why this is never a good thing is because when you lift with poor technique and your posture changes and your movement patterns change, you always end up targeting the wrong muscles. So what we want to do is find that fine balance between lifting as heavy as we possibly can, but with good technique, so we can target those primary muscles as efficiently as possible. The next thing, number 9 on our top 10 list, is wearing jumpers whilst doing cardio. People have this mentality where they have to be hot and warm and to sweat it out. You can't sweat out fat. Sweat, fat, muscle, 3 completely different components in the human body. They all have a semi-relationship, but because they're all completely different materials in the body, muscle can't turn to fat, fat can't turn to muscle. You can't sweat out fat. So there's a reason the human body sweats, and that's because in order to perform as best as possible, the body's core temperature needs to be stable. So that's why we sweat. So never ever work against what the human body naturally wants to do. The number 8 on our list is, I see a lot of girls doing glute exercises thinking that they can target the fat and cellulite around their backside. So that's obviously not the way it works, because like I just mentioned, fat and muscle are 2 completely different things. By doing weight training, you can decrease the illusion of losing cellulite and body fat, for the simple reason being that as the muscle tissue grows and becomes more toned, the muscle tissue is going to push against the skin, flattening out the skin, and therefore flatten out the dimples that cause cellulite. So it's going to change the way your body looks, but you're not getting rid of the cellulite. It's just basically masking the symptoms, like medication will. Number 7 on our training list is training with low intensity. So people just don't push themselves hard enough. What they do is they just go through the motions and that's it. You have to push yourself to failure. You have to give your reason a reason for your body to adapt to its environment. If you just do 10 reps and put the weight down, your body says, well, I can do that, so why do I need to get stronger for? And it won't, it doesn't. You need to push yourself to your body's limit. I always tell my clients it's like a small little company joke saying, you will pass out before you die. So just make sure that you always push yourself as hard as possible. Number 6 on our list is drinking ice cold water from your water fountain. What I found is many gyms, their water fountains pull out cold water. Your body can't digest cold water. Your body needs to have everything in its stomach in body temperature for it to be digested. So if you drink cold water, it'll just sit there, wait until it warms up, until it's absorbed. So you want to be drinking body temperature water, because when you are training, your body needs that water straight away. It can't wait until it's warmed up. As you are training, you're becoming dehydrated, so you need to have body temperature water. Number 5 on our list is drinking Powerades and Gatorade whilst on the treadmill. I caught a lady out the other day bragging to a friend how she just knocked out 300 calories. And I said to her, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the drink that you're drinking whilst on this treadmill has got 300 calories in it. So she just ended up going straight back to square one and was absolutely unaware. She's thinking, Gatorade and Powerade are good for you whilst you're exercising. That is not the case. They're just full of sugar and they're absolutely horrible for you. So make sure that you're drinking water, and even better than that, water with your BCAAs in it for fast-acting recovery. Number 4, and so we're getting into our top 3 now. Number 4 for me, personally, is just doing cardio. I can walk straight into a gym and look at people who just do cardio, and you can see the people who do more weight training versus cardio. If you just do cardio, your muscle tissue is going to end up eating itself alive, and you're going to become not just skinny but very scrawny and anorexic. You're going to lose all your muscle mass. So if you want to be losing fat, don't focus on losing weight. Burn fat. And you do that by, number one, eating healthy, and number two, more weight training than cardio. Weight training burns 150% more calories than cardio. So weight training, and make sure you're eating healthy. I'm competing in the New South Wales Natural Physique titles in September 29. I've just gone from 101 kilo down to 89, so I've just lost 12 kilo in 6 weeks, doing absolutely zero cardio. So I just do my weight training and just focus on eating as healthy as possible. Number three, no programs. So your program is like your map. How are you supposed to get from point A to point B with no map if you don't know where you're going? That means every set and every rep is just basically guesswork. Now, I've got a little gift as a trainer in the sense that I can memorize and I know exactly which strength and how strong every one of my clients are in every exercise. So for me, even though many of my clients don't have a written program, it's still not guesswork. If my client's strength starts to peak, now I can write a program for them later on down the track, about 2-3 months in the training, and I can make sure that we can now fine-tune little bits and pieces. But there's still a program for every single one of my clients, and you shouldn't go to the gym without knowing in your head specifically what you're going to be doing on that day. And this is what happens when they don't have a trainer. So number two is ab exercises for your tummy. That is one of the worst things I've ever seen. So people think that by doing ab crunches and sit-ups that they can lose the fat around their tummy. That is not the case. Your fat and your muscle tissue, like I mentioned before, are two completely different things. If anything, doing ab crunches and sit-ups will make your tummy bigger, because all you're doing is building the muscle mass underneath. And the fat that's over the top is still going to be there. So the overall size of your tummy is just getting bigger. Number one on my hit list that I'm getting frustrated with seeing people in gyms is doing cardio before your weight training. A lot of people do half an hour before the cardio, they burn up all the sugar in their blood, and now their stored muscle glycogen is no longer available. So if you go do weight training, you are going to be extremely weak. So on one side, you haven't burned any fat because you're using all the sugar in your blood, and then when you go weight training, you're not going to be very strong. If you do it the other way, it actually does not work against you, it actually works for you. So think about going straight into the gym and going straight into your weight training. You've got plenty of sugar in your blood, so you're going to be super strong, and then after your weight training session, you've got no sugar left in your blood, which means when you do your cardio after, your body's got no choice but to burn fat. So make sure that you always do your weight training before your cardio. That's the top 10 mistakes that I personally find in gyms, and I hope you as trainers can start picking that out in your clients and start improving the world.